And welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome back to another video. And if you watched my 5 things I hate about the demon video, then you know a little bit about our personal situation that we're going through. And again, I feel like we're family, and I try not to leave you all in the dark too much about things. Some things are just not for the internet, but this is something I can share with you all, and I did share with you all, which is we're moving, we're packing up, and we're going to get another house. And to live in Orange County, it's going to be between $1 million and $2 million. Of course, my beautiful wife and daughter come home, and they found a beautiful home for about $2 million. And that would put me in a situation of having to come up with about $500,000 and about a $12,000 payment all in a month, which means that all the cars are going, and I will be doing a new YouTube channel on hoverboards or riding scooters to work every single day, or Ubering, because there's no possible way I can continue the lifestyle of cars that we've been continuing to get this house. Now, I looked into if we just rented a house for a year and a half, so our daughter can get through high school, be in the right school district, and go to college. We can rent a house that would be perfect for the teenagers, all the kids coming over, and all the fun and excitement that takes place in our home, but it's still looking at about $6,000 plus a month, so it's probably around $6,200 to $6,500 a month. So that's stressful. And you know, a lot of you think that I flex like I'm rich and everything else. No, I'm not. I do well. I do good enough to live in Orange County, California, but I'm poor compared to what other people pay for stuff in Orange County, California. And I know that sounds really stupid, and some of you are saying, oh, you poor, you're calling yourself poor. No, in compared to, everything is perspective, and perspective for me is I'm living in a very expensive place. It's beautiful. If you're going to be in California, Orange County is the place to be. If you're going to be in California, where the city we live in is the place to be. It's very, very conservative. It's very quiet. It's very nice. It's very just a clean, awesome place with phenomenal schools. So, you know, that's what's important. And what's important to me is my daughter's education, my wife's happiness, and you can call me a simp all you want, but having the ability to be with a woman as beautiful as my wife, be with a woman as supportive as my wife, to be with a woman as downright amazing as my wife, and being able to spend my entire life with this woman till the day that I die, or the day that I'm in diapers and she's taking care of me, or vice versa, honey, if you're watching, I consider myself fortunate to not be with someone I hate, to not be with someone I'm pushing my life through. So for that reason, I don't think it's a simp to want to give them everything they've ever wanted. So in this situation, yeah, this move is going to be expensive, and it's going to be treacherous. So I want to share this with you all, because in an effort to keep my family extremely happy and extremely comfortable, I'm going to be pretty buried for this next month and a half or so, between my other job, trying to keep YouTube going, trying to make sure they get the house that they're going to be happy in. If we don't get the house that they will love forever, then we'll get a small place, probably rent it for a year and a half, and then my wife will find out where we want to buy and retire. Who knows? We have other real estate, so we're okay on that angle, but so many moving parts. But the way it looks right now is we're going to be spending a ridiculous fortune, whether we were to buy something or rent something, for the next year and a half. And it's especially with the rates the way they are. So I'll keep you all in the loop as much as I can over this next month, with a lot of the maneuvering to make these things take place. But needless to say, I am painted in a bit of a corner with 6 cars and, what do I got, 5 loans and some car payments that are no big deal right now, but to move to this next house, a lot of dancing has to take place. So stay tuned for all that stuff, and I'll be transparent with you. Whatever happens out of this situation, it's going to be, things are going to be different in a month, and I will be as transparent as the day is long with you all with what's taking place. So with that, that's just an update. The reason why, if you don't see any content for a little while, let's say a week or 2 weeks goes by, and I can't get a video up, don't think I just abandoned YouTube. That's not happening. It's just I'm juggling knives. I am dancing like you would never believe to make so many things happen while keeping the machine, the income machine, going at my other job to make sure that we all can move where we need to move. So all these things are semi-unexpected, slightly unplanned as they came up, but my wife was smart in starting the searching months ago to kind of know where or what we need to do. So crazy times. Anyways, I'm sorry to digress on that, but that is just an update on what's taking place, so you're not shocked if I'm MIA for a little bit and don't get as much content up, or just don't come back for a few weeks. But I will definitely be watching and plugging in, and I will be on Instagram, so make sure you follow me there. So with that, let's talk about today's topic. Today's topic is, I think it's a semi-joyful topic, and it's one that I think we all should celebrate. Open this up. We all should celebrate while also lamenting a little bit how unfortunate it is that we've had to go through some of the things we've been going through. And the point I want to make is that for a solid 3-4 years, I've been screaming on the internet about markups, been screaming on the internet about dealers being shady, doing shady things. I've been catching them, and none of that stuff went super viral. I mean, a couple of them went pretty hard out there, but it felt like to me that I had a very cherished but small audience in so many of you, but not the audience that I was hoping to be able to reach. And as a result, people continually get screwed over and over and over again, and no one knows about it. No one knows about it. Dealers continue to do things that are shady, are deceptive, and misleading, and hurtful, and greed-based, and nobody seems to know, nobody seems to be talking about it on a grand scale. Yet I was screaming, and maybe, I'm not saying I'm the only one that was, there were others out there, but it didn't really get legs like I had hoped it would get legs, and as a result, thousands, tens of thousands of people never watched my videos to hear me pleading to them not to fall for the FOMO, not to fall for the investment pitch on buying these last call cars. And as a result, many of those people got horribly burned. I mean, scorched financially. I've had messages, people who bought a car, $25,000 or $50,000 markups, got their cars stolen. One guy got it stolen from a dealership. Of course, he gets hosed out of the markup because the insurance company only wants to pay for what the car is actually worth. If he only gets what his car is actually worth, then he can't go buy another car. I have a guy who didn't pay any markup, got his car at MSRP, and his boss backed like a tractor into his car, destroying his car and totaling his car. Well, in his parking lot, which could you imagine that? But no big deal, insurance is going to pay for it, but they're not going to pay for the markup if he can't find that car again without a $25,000 or $30,000 markup. They're just going to give him that car. I gave him some advice, cost to replace argument, and show what the dealers are really doing. But of course, insurance companies are almost as difficult to wrestle with as some of these car dealerships. So he's in a wildly challenging predicament. Do you sue your boss for the difference between what the insurance gives you and what it's going to cost you to buy another car, and then blow your career up, or do you just eat it? So I've heard all these injuries. These people got completely hurt. The dude with the Hellcat that got it stolen, and then the insurance company wouldn't give him the extra money, and the dealership said, "Oh, we'll take care of it." And I still don't know what the outcome of that is. So many of these over the last few years, and so many coming to me recently because they didn't find the channel until after they got burned. Well, now finally, a guy named, his channel was originally called Butter the Great, and then he changes it to Butter the Insider, and he does a spectacular video on Mac Hike, and where Mac Hike sold a deployed soldier's Demon 170 to someone else for a higher markup while he was deployed, causing him to lose his car, and he finds out on a Demon 170 forum that his car got sold to somebody else. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Butter does this video, it goes viral, hundreds of thousands of views, and of course all the YouTubers from Lucky Lopez and TK's Garage and myself and so many others jump in and do videos, and what happens? Mac Hike jumps in action, fires 3 people, unwinds the car, offers it back to the soldier. Dodge, Tim Kaniska steps in and then makes it good with the guy, gets him a special, very specially ordered car in his own color and everything, and is going to let him take delivery with Jay Leno at Jay Leno's Garage. So a beautiful outcome. Now that car is getting auctioned at, I don't know, maybe it's Mecum or something like that, and all the money is going to charity. I still think the car should have went to Butter, but that's what's going to happen. And you know what? In the end, yeah, it's a tax benefit to them to get the huge donation to the charity. But in the end, the charity ain't going to be complaining. Charity is going to be jumping up and down about getting that money, and hopefully out of this whole situation, some very good happens. Some good stuff happens. And then the videos came out about Antioch having straw buying taking place. Straw buying taking place with the GM of the dealership and another employee of that dealership putting in orders, allegedly fake orders at MSRP to expedite the shipping. The cars show up and then they put a $200,000 markup on these cars, raising the prices to $326 and like $330,000 or $340,000, some crazy amount. And of course, TK gets all over this thing, and Butter gets all over this thing, and then some of you got all over this thing and walked into the dealership and took a picture of the GM's business card next to the window sticker, just proving it. And of course, what happens is TK gets deep in, and he goes to the reviews, and he finds where there was a serious, angry customer review, and he doubles down on that thing. And what happens? Antioch threatens to sue him, sends him a preserve and hold legal order, and TK doubles down again and says, go screw yourselves, I'm gonna dig deep on this thing. And then we hear that Dodge is potentially looking into this thing. But bottom line is, the stickers start to change. All the window stickers suddenly get changed from the ones that had the employees' names that the cars were specially ordered for, now back to the 800 number, whatever that goes in that spot when it's not a special order car. So I'm not saying that's a fix, but I am saying that their response is probably not the best, to threaten TK to sue him and then change those stickers. I mean, you start looking really, really guilty, more guilty, and then a threaten to sue the client or the customer who made the complaint, and then threatening to sue the guy who did a video about the complaint. I mean, you start to fall into some freedom of speech issues, anti-slap motion. You can look these things up, and then TK could end up potentially having some damages against them. I mean, when you want to take on the U.S. Constitution, you've got to be really sure that the person actually committed libel, defamation, or slander, and that's a challenge when all they're doing is reading publicly printed statements or published statements as information. But nonetheless, that dealership's taking a different direction, but they're at least changing the stickers over so they don't look as guilty. But so far, I don't know if there's any resolution there. But then TK comes out with a video on David Stanley, CDJR, that damages a wing on a Demon 170, a spoiler on a Demon 170, and it goes a little bit sideways with that dealership. But ultimately, I believe the outcome is now they're willing to resolve the situation, obviously with the YouTubers involved doing videos on this like TK, that now they're going to solve the problem. So hopefully the customer will be made whole, they will solve the problem. To say that something was damaged in transit and that we're not responsible for it, you got to take it, I don't know, take it up with Dodge, or just pay for it yourself at first, was a response you don't expect when somebody pays, I think he paid $75,000 over MSRP. And what's a spoiler all-in installation? $1,000, and they would have only made $74,000 over MSRP plus the difference between invoice and MSRP. But their knee-jerk reaction was to say, no, we're not going to do anything, according to TK's videos. So that appears to be getting resolved. And then you've got, TK talked about it yesterday, that Tobin gets accused of overcharging a veteran that was disabled, a disabled veteran, and tells him that it's an investment. You're going to be able to sell this car for more money. You're going to make money on this car, and, you know, pulls money out of his 401k. And yes, some of you were nasty on my other video saying that he should have known better. Yeah, he should have known better, but you're sitting in a, you know, $25 million palatial dealership with a dude wearing a tie that's coming off with the best practiced credibility you can possibly imagine, and all logic points towards this could actually be true, and you get burned. It happens all the time with people, especially at those real estate seminars, the flip house seminars and all that stuff. Everybody thinks they're going to get rich. So this guy got pulled into that, and then immediately after that video goes up, that dealership starts to want to resolve the situation. They have attorneys involved, and they're apparently meeting with the client to solve the problem, and hopefully that solution is unwinding the deal, giving him back his money as though nothing ever happened, and putting it to rest. Of course, they want the videos down, they don't want these issues out there, and I understand that, but it's a chance now for them to do the right thing. So thank goodness for TK putting the video up, and this getting the dealership to actually step up and do something. And if they solve this problem quickly and start behaving differently moving forward, then everybody wins. What a concept. Next, the Turlock one, which I saw this one actually in the Demon 170 private group, where guy says, hey man, I ordered a car 6 months ago at MSRP. I signed the affidavit saying that I was buying the car at MSRP, had it notarized, blah, 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 and then the car shows up 6 months later and they tell me I got to pay $70,000 over MSRP now, or they're going to sell the car to somebody else. Butter jumps in, puts a post on Instagram, and he just fires a small shot across the bow and says, you're about to be the next company to go viral because you have a signed affidavit. You have a deal with this guy at MSRP. You told Dodge it was going to be at MSRP, and now 6 months later you want $70,000. Butter bounces that out there. TK jumps out there, and hell, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on before all of this stuff is happening, and then bang. What happens? Turlock removes the $70,000, sells him the car as agreed. Now that is power coming from the internet, coming from these influencers actually making change, which is great. But had they not had this advocacy, had they not had Butter, had they not had TK, had they had not had all of us willing to jump in and scorch the earth with this story, that poor guy would have been stuck paying $70,000 for his VIN matched. It's not like you just go buy another one. VIN matched with his 2018 Demon car, and he just wouldn't have got the car, or he would have paid $70,000. And I don't know what you call that. I mean, does it fall under blackmail or extortion? I mean, what is it? It's like you thought it was coming for 6 months. You could have been shopping for other cars. You could have put orders in other places. There's a lot of things you could have done. But now, boom, we got you, and it's VIN matched. You're going to pay $70,000, or you're not going to get your car. Everybody jumps in. Butter jumps in, shows just a little post on Instagram, and wham, dude gets his car. Now, I saw that thing unfold, and it was great. In the comments on the private group, people were saying, contact Butter to Insider, and send your information to him. He can help you. Like, this is outstanding when you see that outcome. And then, today, it will probably have already been up, you will see that TK is going to talk about Huntington Beach Dodge. Huntington Beach Dodge, who allegedly made a deal with a police officer, someone who is out there risking his life every day. And whatever you feel about cops, there's good and there's bad. I will always say, I love the good cops, I hate the bad cops, and good cops hate bad cops. So we're all in alignment here. But this guy's a good cop, and he's a good cop who loves Mopars and has been talking to me for a long time. He had the same issue with one of his cars that was sold to him as a 49 state car, and he found the ultimate solution to be able to resolve that issue. And this is a good dude. This is a solid guy, and he gets allegedly burned. Now, he's got proof. He's got text messages, everything, which you'll likely see on TK's channel today, because I don't think I'll get time to follow up with that, but I will try to, with my crazy schedule coming up, to get behind that. But thank goodness TK is jumping on top of this. So watch this one, and you'll see in these text messages the smug behavior. Now, I don't know what they can do to solve the problem at this point, but at the very least, it exposes the behavior. So let's wrap this up with this. As these dealers get caught, they immediately revert to either defending their position, like Antioch, or doing the right thing. And the beautiful thing is most tend to fall into, I don't want this much heat, let's go ahead and do the right thing. So one person at a time is getting helped. But what's great is a pattern of shift and change from bad behavior could be slowly taking place as a result of this, because something else happens as this stuff happens. Hair on my hat. As this happens is Dodge starts reaching out. Now, we are not in those conversations, and TK has mentioned that he's heard that Dodge is reaching out and it's going to slap a dealer or two real hard, really hard, which could be a beautiful thing, and send a message to all the dealers to stop this ridiculousness, because it's hurting the brand. The brand is becoming synonymous with getting screwed over when you go to buy a car. It's just not good. It's not good for a brand that we all love. We all enjoyed for many, many years, suddenly being so terribly tarnished and indefinitely forever tarnished, not by the YouTubers exposing this behavior, but by the behavior itself. But some of the dealers would like to blame the YouTubers and the social media people for exposing this behavior and say that they are being hurt as a result, which is kind of crazy based on what Antioch said to TK about he's screwing up their name. But what about what they did? What they did to screw up their name? Why not just not do those things or fix the problem? It's insane. The email that TK got, go watch it, where the guy threatened to shoot him if he shows up at the dealership, and said he's going to clean him out in a lawsuit, and calls him names. I mean, this is insane behavior. What I'll tell you is, it's exposing all the behavior that's been going on for so long, which is why TK has 600 plus emails, why my Instagram's full constantly with these stories. They're out there. So what's happening right now is they're getting exposed, and they're being put on notice. They're being put on notice by YouTubers. One of them said third-rate YouTubers, called Butter That. That's cool. You can call all of us third-rate YouTubers. But the reality of it is if we put these videos out there and it results in change, they don't have to go out of business. These dealers don't have to lose business. All they have to do is start doing the right thing. And the right thing is, if you're going to charge a markup, tell everybody right up front you're going to do it. Don't lie and cheat and tell people that the car is going to double in value, you're going to make money. Actually, tell them straight up that you're going to pay $100 over. It's likely never going to be worth that. But if it is, you'll be waiting at least one lifetime or one full generation to be able to get it there, or 30, 40, 50 years, and you need to put 0 miles on it. I mean, at least if you're gonna say something, at least say the other thing, meaning it could go up, it could completely crater. It depends on what you believe, but do your own research. In the end, we're gonna want $100,000 over for this car. Take it or leave it. I don't support the markups. I think they're crappy, and I think there's a lot of market manipulation taking place. But nonetheless, there's ways of doing things we hate, but doing them at least the right way and upfront and honest about it. Just say, I want to make 100 grand on this car. So be it. No big deal. All good. But don't do it in a slimy way. Don't tell somebody you're selling an MSRP, have them sign a document notarized attesting that they got it for MSRP, and then stick them with $70,000 6 months later and say, well, the market's changed. The market hasn't changed. The same market it was before. The car's just now here, and it's VIN matched, and you got me by the short hairs. So there's nothing I can do. So what's happening now, folks, is dealers are getting exposed. So keep sharing your stories. Keep sharing them with me. Keep sharing them with TK. Keep sharing them with Butter. and Lucky Lopez and all these great YouTubers out there, and we'll keep putting this out there, and we'll keep getting threats of getting sued, threats of doing horrible things to us, maligned and bashed, you name it, in response by some, and others will simply immediately step up and do the right thing. And so far, if we started collecting the stories and the amounts of money that has been saved because none of these dealers wanted to be exposed for the behavior, then it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, could be in the millions. And at this point, it's just the least we can do to fight back. All this is fighting back to what has been an extremely unfair advantage that they have in having possession of these cars, where all we have is little channels and our ability to talk amongst the brotherhood. So I'll end with this. It's not our objective to hurt, malign, or trash or destroy these dealers, despite the bravado that we will all say. It is to stop the insane behavior and allow us to enjoy these fun cars at reasonable prices as they've always been, and stop trying to capitalize on ridiculous FOMO off of people who, frankly, unfortunately and sadly, don't know any better when they walk in the dealership. And just be honest, do them right, remember who the customer is, let go the bad behavior that has become so commonplace this last 3-4 years, and get back to the behavior that, while was always a bit challenging before COVID, before the supply chain issues, they were at least fair. If you went in educated about the deal, you knew they were educated about the deal, you both would wrestle in the dirt for 6 hours in the dealership, and everybody would walk out feeling like, okay, we each got a fair deal. But now, and sometimes you'd pay a little bit extra for a car, a little bit more for some add-ons, and maybe a little too much for a warranty. But now it's gotten to a place to where it's astronomically stupid and astronomically just downright nasty what they're doing, and they're going to keep getting exposed, and maybe good change will take place. So I want to send out a huge kudos and thanks to Butter and TK and Lucky and all the YouTubers out there, and sorry for not mentioning everybody's name, but who jumped on board and continue to jump on board to spread this awareness, to illuminate the bad behavior and accentuate the good behavior. And when the resolution is provided, make sure that that video gets put out there as well. That way people know that that dealership made the right decision, solved the problem, and hopefully their behavior improves in the future, and we can get back to enjoying these cars for what they are. They are, I believe, some of the greatest cars ever made in the history of our country. There isn't a more fun car that I've ever found than these Dodges. As I sit here in my 2023 Swinger Special Edition Scat Pack with my 6-speed manual that sounds just incredible, my shaker hood, I love this car. But I didn't pay $25,000 over, and for that reason, I'm happy and I'm grateful, and I love this car a lot more. So with that, everybody, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of your support, and hang in there while this next month or so gets our life all resolved. Our family is solid, our family is great, but our family is going to be tasked with lots of change over this next couple of months. And I haven't told you half of the stuff that we're going through, between my father going through what he's going through right now with his Alzheimer's and other familial issues and challenges and things. Life is happening at the same time that we're having to do all this stuff, and I still want to keep doing tons of content for all of you. So stay tuned, and I just hope I don't let you down over this next month, but I will I'll do my best not to. So like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.